since it's Christmas, so help me, we gotta do something Christmassy.
Don't be a Grinch.
I am a Grinch. I do not care for Santa Claus.
We
Anyway.
wish you a Merry Christmas. Or, I mean, here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus riding down Gary Lane.
Yeah, you better not. Yeah, what's this? You better not watch it. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why Santa Claus is coming to town. It's not a creepy stalker song or anything.
Well, every song can be creepy stalker song if you sing it right.
Yeah, so part of the podcast, though, is faith, fiction, and folklore. We've kind of used folklore as a catch-all. Folklore encompasses ghost stories, conspiracy theories, and that kind of thing. But it also actually encompasses real folklore. Who knew? And there is a lot of folklore around Santa Claus. So I thought it would be appropriate to kind of watch the general 3,000-foot view of what all the folklore and all the stories are about old Saint Nick. I would like to actually do a video on the real Saint Nick, and if we have time, we'll pull that up, because I don't like all this cartoon pagan stuff. So maybe that's what we ought to do. Maybe we'll divide the first 30 minutes to an hour into talking about all the folklore around Santa Claus, and then we'll do an episode on the real Santa Claus, because I think the real Saint Nick is much cooler than the fat man they've marketed to us, which my wife was telling me. Maybe we'll confirm this in the video. I don't know. My wife was telling me that Santa Claus, as we know him, was invented by Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola Santa.
Which just makes me so mad.
From the old Coca-Cola commercials? Yeah.
I would make a joke about corn syrup, but apparently he came around before then. So anyway.
That's corny.
Yeah, it would be corny. Anyway. So, yeah.
Harry doesn't like my dad jokes.
Well, I just don't like Santa Claus.
Oh.
Anyway. No, this is one of my big complaints. Like, I'll be a Grinch and just kind of commit to it. I don't like the fact that everybody lies about Santa Claus being real. I mean, you want to talk about conspiracy theories not existing. What about an entire town lying that this giant mythical dude that squeezes in the chimneys exists? And it really is a communal affair. There's
an actual North Pole. Do you not know that?
Yeah, I know there's a North Pole, but it's like a fake post office that they send letters to and nobody reads. Merry Christmas, children. Anyway, no.
Well, my daughter sent them a letter, and they replied with, "Oh, thank you for sending us your letter." And
it's a form letter, Trevor. Don't let your daughter see this episode. It's a form letter. It'll break her spirit.
Yeah.
And then,
I know.
She can either have her spirit broken now, or she can be a disillusioned teenager when she learns that it's all fake.
Adult. And then a disillusioned adult.
And then a disillusioned adult. I like this. I'm sorry,
and then be mad at me for the rest of her life for lying to her.
There's always just a little bit of bitterness. It's like, you lied to me. You lied for years, and you were telling me to tell the truth. I might be projecting my own childhood, but I'm sure there's some other little tyke who feels as bitter and jaded as I do. Anyway. No.
Here's my truth. I don't even remember when I was told that it's not real. It's like, I've been trying to think about it, and I genuinely don't remember when I was told. But it might have been at Christmas when I caught my parents bringing presents.
There was a division in my house about it.
Oh, yeah.
And my family. So Mom always dealt with it the way I think is the best way to deal with it. She always was like, Saint Nick was a true historical figure and Santa Claus is based off of him. But Saint Nicholas used to leave presents on kids' doorsteps. And from the real Saint Nick, we get the legend of Santa Claus. And she just kind of told me the truth of it. I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. And I always liked that explanation. Even as a little kid, I was able to accept that explanation. And I kind of accepted, Santa Claus grudgingly. But Granny and other people, Santa Claus was real.
Yeah.
And there was a commitment. Santa Claus is going to get you presents. Don't you want Santa Claus? And it's just, they say that to little kids without thinking about it, but it just drove me nuts.
Yeah.
And I don't like it because sitting here from an apologetics standpoint, what's the first thing those jaded atheist guys say? God ain't real. He's like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. Because he knows. Because it's a perfect parallel if you're into that kind of thinking, It's the entire community participates in a collective lie because it's in some measure comforting. And people intuitively understand that. They resonate with that. And people, I'm sure, have all sorts of collective lies if in families and if in towns. And the mascots of holidays are a perfect example of that sort of thing. Makes it easier to reject God. And that's why I don't like it, because if you give a kid that bedrock, some atheist might swoop in someday and go, well, your parents lied to you about Santa Claus. How do you know they're not lying to you about God? And then, of course, some little kid, unless they're snarky like me, isn't going to have an answer,
Yeah.
But anyway, it's always bugged me.
That's a good way to think about it. Yeah.
Well, I've just watched enough angry atheist debates, and that's like a catchphrase. He's like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. It's a catchphrase of those guys. They say it all the time, and it's like, what you're doing. It's almost like a conspiracy. It's like the corporations 100 years ago knew there were going to be angry atheists, and were like, let's make up all these fake mascots so the jaded hedonists can say that God is just like these fake mascots, and let's convince everybody it's a great idea. Now, that's a conspiracy theory. It's time travel. You're welcome, Internet. But anyway.
Time travel's real. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, of course it is.
Goes along with astral projection.
I guess we could talk. We do need to have a better conversation about astral projection, don't we? I don't feel like we've thoroughly explored that one.
No, we haven't.
When I say thoroughly explored, that means do like 10 episodes on Flat Earth. So.
Oh, no.
Wait, I don't want to do that again.
I thought you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed making the rebuttal, but it's I don't think, I don't know. If anybody's actually watching this, it would be a really good time for feedback right now, because do you, if you are a viewer watching this, like long-form content where we spend a lot of time talking about stuff and really delving in deep? Because we could do 40 episodes on Flat Earth. Like, I didn't even get to the radio waves experiments and all the other stuff there's other stuff out there that they claim as proofs. I didn't really study the magnetic cyclone vortex theory that they have. Like, there's a lot of stuff I didn't even cover on Flat Earth because there just wasn't time. And so
we could spend days on it almost.
Yeah, and so we can go as deep as you want, and part of me would like to go deep. I don't like only kind of half understanding something, even if I disagree with it. So I mean, if people want us to go deeper, I would be happy to do that. But
they'd have to let us know.
Yeah, but we need feedback on that, because it's like, okay, does the 30-minute format work better? Or does the going down deep, staying down long work better? And that's kind of my question. So leave that to the chat if anybody actually hears this in the future or at the present. And,
or in the past.
Huh?
Or in the past.
Or in the past. I don't. However,
Gotcha.
Don't hurt my brain. We're going to be possibly we're going to be reviewing Terminator. There's a bunch of time warp loop theories involved with that too, which I guess is kind of in line with all this. How do time loops work, if they could work in a time travel scenario? So you transitioned us into the Terminator review stuff already, Trevor.
Sorry. Let's go back to Santa.
Let's go back to Santa. Okay. Which he does time travel too, getting around the Earth. Anyway. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's look at this thumb work.
He's the ultimate Terminator.
Santa's the Terminator?
Let's watch this video.
Okay, yeah, let's watch this video. All right, here we go. Come on. There we go. I should add, this is what Jess showed her class.
Christmas. A time to search for gifts. And traditionally, a time for the family. And a time to look for presents.
You already said gifts, dude.
Gifts are not presents.
Children
Buy,
all over
buy,
the world
buy.
are busy drawing up their lists. But who is this character that has become so popular at this time of the year? And is he the same the world over? And why does he
Depends
live
on
in
your
such a
region.
remote place?
Yeah, it depends on your region, exactly.
Does he always look the same?
Yes.
You already asked that.
Beard and a white mustache.
Why is this guy repeating himself?
Because he ate lots of food.
And when he went into your house, he wasn't beyond playing with the family pet or maybe stealing a turkey leg from the refrigerator.
Oh, so he was a thief.
And he walks
Good.
in the snow and then he comes down the chimney and gives you presents.
Because Santa loves all.
That's the real reason we give him milk and cookies, because the fat tub of lard will steal your turkey legs if you don't. It's a sacrament for your dad blame race car or whatever it is you're getting.
Or he'll send in his brother.
Oh, yeah, he'll send... Yeah, if you don't give him food, he's going to send the mean stepbrother or whoever and
forgot his
snatch the parents, Krampus or whatever.
Krampus. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Anyway, you know, the Krampus and Grinch need to have a smackdown. Somebody needs to get on the
Ooh.
AI and make that happen.
Well, there's channels for that. Where they
Which
they take
channel? We need
Well,
need
there's-
this movie.
channels plural, like multiple people. They take different characters from different realms, games,
Mm-hmm.
movies, and then make fighting videos.
So it's
really
like
cool.
Celebrity Deathmatch. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell I don't want to do this movie?
All the boys and girls, yes.
Santa Claus has remained somewhat up for grabs.
Oh, look at all
There's been
those
a little bit of
Santas.
a battle.
Like an
over
Elvis
who Santa Claus
convention.
is.
The legend of Santa.
Oh, it's an
It's the Motion Array Epic
Hang on a
Holiday
minute.
Sale.
You need pie.
Huh?
You need pie.
I need pie. I gotta mute it so we don't get copyrighted. Dad blamed you, YouTube. Ah.
I don't think they can
Our search
copyright
for Santa
live
begins
streams.
not in the cold
Oh, I
of
think
the
they
North
can. I think
Pole,
you get copyright
but in the
warnings.
heat of southwest
I hope you're
Turkey
looking at the studio in the
during
background
3rd
because I
century.
can't because I got this window up.
I'm watching.
This
All
area,
right.
it
They
is
should
claimed,
give, like, a red
was the
flag or
birthplace
something.
of St. Nicholas.
No, you're about to break the
Little
law,
real
jerk.
evidence
Turn off your
of
video.
the lives of
It
his
didn't say anything.
existence.
Okay. All right.
I think you paused in time.
Good.
According to legend, he was unique even as a baby.
Plus, I'm the
abstaining
only
from his
viewer
mother's
right now.
breast until sundown on Wednesdays and Fridays,
As far as I can
the
see.
early Christian fast days.
You're not supposed to say that during the live
Recently
stream, man.
excavated
We have
from the
millions of
effects an
views. It's all
earthquake,
great.
his
We're not
church in
alone.
memory,
It's fine.
known in Nicholas's time
We have
as
followers.
Miles, is named in his honor. The now empty tomb is reputed to weep a manna, a fluid which even today is believed to have healing powers.
Most of our
and once a year,
subscribers
on
are
the
the
6th of
Christmas party that
December,
we didn't go
the
to.
day Nicholas died,
Oh.
pilgrims partake.
They're all watching this going, what a bunch of losers. Don't even like Santa Claus. Good night.
Nicholas's election as Bishop of Mara was unusual to say the least.
Oh, so we are going to talk
A
about
senior
Saint Nick.
member of the conclave heard a voice in the night telling him to elect the first person to enter the church that following morning. That person happened to be Nicholas, and the boy bishop was crowned. He became the patron saint of children after resurrecting 3 boys who'd been slaughtered by a butcher during a period of famine.
Oh, I've not heard that
He's
version.
also the
I haven't heard
patron
that either.
saint of sailors.
I've watched history
But
lessons
his
on the
most
guy. I haven't heard
famous
that.
exploit
Yeah,
deals
me
with a
either.
poor man who had 3 daughters. The eldest was past the marrying age. The second was the right age, but nobody had asked her for her hand.
Çünkü o dönemlerde ki bu adet bugün de
Even today, the custom exists in East Antalya that a father has to provide.
Just so you guys know, I want you to appropriately appreciate the fact that there is a Santa Claus Foundation. Here you are, slaving away in a factory, or doing whatever it is you do, and somebody landed a job at the Santa Claus Foundation. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, but they gotta dress up like an elf all day.
They gotta dress up like
I don't
when
think
they're
I
at
could do
the
that.
museum. He's like in a suit and tie, he's all reformed. He's like, yes, I'm actually an intellectual, except in the holidays. They make me dress up like an elf, and we don't talk about that.
Well, I think of it more as like that movie Elf with what's his name, the comedian type dude,
Oh, Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
More like that.
So that's like just Santa's workshop. Is that what he calls it? The Santa Claus's Foundation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds better than my Santa Claus. It sounds better than Santa Claus's elf gulag, I suppose. So,
Take him to the gulag.
Yeah, yeah.
A dowry for his daughter to get married.
Then, remarkably, the eldest daughter asked her father to sell her as a slave so that her sisters could be provided with dowries.
ve babası tabii ki çok
After hearing his eldest daughter, the father was very upset. And one day in his home, he prays to God to help his daughters to get married. St. Nicholas hears this, and in order to help him, he throws a bag of gold coins through the window.
pencereden içeri atar.
Sounds like I should have been on the other side of that window.
The tale has evolved into St.
That's
Nicholas
nice.
throwing
That's
bags
nice.
of coins down a chimney where they landed in stockings hanging up to dry. It was this act of generosity, as well as his
Wait.
miraculous healing powers,
Hold
that
on.
gave
What's that?
Nicholas his legendary state.
They used to put stockings inside their chimney. I would think they would be on the outside of the chimney.
That's probably what he meant. Because that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So he probably meant on the mantle.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I didn't even hear it. So.
Following his canonization in the 9th century, Nicholas became the favorite saint in the Christian calendar. Throughout Europe, thousands of churches were dedicated to him. As Turkey came under Muslim
Because he punched another saint in the face. But that's a whole other story.
control,
Saint Nicholas, the actual
late
guy,
in
was
the
awesome.
11th century,
From what I
sailors
understand.
from Bari in Italy succeeded in spiriting away his bones, and an extraordinary church was built over his shrine.
It was built on a graveyard.
But the Muslim inhabitants of Demre are today proud to be associated with a Christian hero and hold a celebration on St. Nicholas's Day.
Those don't look like Santa.
Those don't look like burqas. What kind of Muslims are these?
I have no idea.
All right,
What would
anyway.
Nicholas have made of it all? Restaurants and gift shops take full advantage of their world-famous inhabitant.
Bizim ve dünya için çok önemli.
Father Christmas is very important for us and for the world.
Baba bizim ülkemizde
We are very lucky and happy that he is in our country. In fact, he is a holy man for the whole world.
kutsaldır.
Today, the old reverential statue of St. Nicholas has been sidelined, replaced by a glowing universal plastic Western Santa.
That is a little depressing.
Dang it, America, we did it again.
Our Catholic saint was transformed.
You corporate mass-producing shills.
Oh,
You got rid of a revered saint and replaced him with the fat man. How dare you?
too much turkey, I guess.
Too much turkey. Well, he's abandoned. Apparently, he raised the fridge for turkey legs. Good night.
To a favorite children's character is a journey that spans several continents and fuses many religions.
Because that's what's going to unite all the religions of the world, boys and girls. Corporatism. Corporatism.
Or Santa.
Yeah, or Santa.
Santa is the new Antichrist. Oh, that's not good.
I hope that's not true. Oh, man. Yeah, no, it is a little irritating. It's like, you know, this guy's big shtick was giving to people, from what I understand, and now it's just like presents. You want presents? You want presents? Here's presents. Here's a fat man that represents excess. You know what I mean? Like, it annoys me a little bit, and maybe, like, perhaps this is part of the reason for my chagrin, is it is an inverse of what Christmas is supposed to be. The current mascot for Santa Claus, you know, Saint Nick, was about giving to other people. You know, giving to people in need, helping your fellow man and being grateful for your family and all that. Now, we have this giant fat guy that is like the embodiment of gluttony and too much stuff and wanting to get more. It really is an inversion of what Christmas is supposed to be.
Right.
But if you say that, you're a Grinch. So.
Why so serious? Oh, sorry, wrong one.
That's the wrong impersonation. You gotta... You gotta go, if you so much as utter one syllable, I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish. If you'd like to fax me, press the star key.
That's Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's Jim Carrey. I like that. I like that movie, though.
That's a great movie.
It's a fantastic movie. So, anyway, okay, we're not going to get on that spiel. Come on, play.
Still ruled in Nicholas's time.
Ignore my incompetence as a producer,
Christianity
guys.
gained converts by blending with existing religions.
Pope Gregory I, in particular, put a great emphasis on the notion that if the people we are Christianizing have got their own traditions, destroy their altars, destroy their idols, replace them with Christian altars and Christian preaching.
Yeah, you know what they used to do in the olden times? They'd kill them. I prefer the destruction of the idols as a better alternative.
Yeah.
Some bitter guy. Yeah, I wonder what side of the religious aisle that dude falls under.
The most famous such celebration was the Roman Saturnalia.
The Roman what?
I don't know. They probably sacrificed a goat or something.
Saturnalia?
Saturnalia. I don't know.
Commemorating the dedication of the temple of the god Saturn, the god of agriculture and harvest.
Yeah, so the god of agriculture and harvest, they generally sacrificed things. I don't know if the Romans did this specifically, but usually when you hear about the god of agriculture and all this, usually means some poor animal or some poor kid, whatever, depending on the culture, was getting sacrificed so there'd be rain or something. Oh yes, those poor Romans. How dare those Christians replace that tradition? It's just awful.
December. It was a time when the world was turned upside down, you might say, when the slaves, and there were an enormous number of slaves in Rome, were given their freedom, and when their masters waited on the slaves, and the slaves dressed up in their masters' clothes.
I am Spartacus.
Overexciting.
Yeah, right.
And when we use the word Saturnalia today, we generally refer to a rather overblown celebration full of misrule and misbehavior.
All right, maybe I'm mishearing this guy, but from what I just heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just going to say this because it sounds funny to me. I heard, yes, boys and girls, those Romans, they were quite charming. They gave their slaves a day off, and then they waited on their slaves instead. Boy, wasn't that Roman culture remarkable? Giving their slaves a day. How charitable.
Yeah.
If only we gave our slaves a day off, you know. Just great. Just great. This guy's a charmer.
As we proclaim Saturn, father of great Jupiter, with a gentle shout of Yo Saturnalia. When you hear this, you must bellow like oxen upon the fields. Yo Saturnalia! I'm pretty sure even you Britons can manage that. Yo Saturnalia! Yo Saturnalia!
Now give me your firstborn.
Being held around crowned the shortest day, light was an important feature of the pageantry. As well as the giving of gifts, gifts were believed to secure a rich harvest in the coming year.
It is customary to give out gifts to the population. And we, your protectorate, are happy to accept any gifts you want to give us.
That's a Roman. And that's an ad.
Where was he roaming?
Roaming for presents, see?
No, he's roaming for gifts. Because he was giving out presents.
No, he was roaming for taxes. See, when the government says a gift, what they mean is taxes that they are going to give to themselves. See how that works?
It's the fine print at the bottom.
It's always the fine print. You got to read the fine print, Trevor.
After the Romans, Saturnalia persisted as part of the midwinter celebrations in Europe.
We know that in the great castles of the nobles of the Middle Ages that you had lords and misrule and jesters jolly-hoiting about the place and overeating and overdrinking, and whether that was a celebration in honor of the Christ child or was it a kind of folk memory of the Saturnalia is a moot point.
People behaved so badly that when the Puritans came to power, they actually banned Christmas. There's nothing in the Bible about celebrating the Nativity. There's not even a clue about at what time of year it took place.
I'm not saying that we should do that, but I kind of understand why they would.
Right.
The decision to assign Christ's birthday to the 25th of December, the winter solstice on the Julian calendar, was inevitably going to be a compromise. Even so, over the centuries, St. Nicholas's popularity grew no more so than in the Netherlands. Every year, on a Sunday morning in mid-November, the quiet streets of Amsterdam are invaded by hundreds and thousands of people. They are all eagerly awaiting the arrival of a very special guest.
Santa.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
St. Nicholas and his servants, we call them Black Peters.
Oh dear.
Arriving from Spain in a steamer in the harbor.
We didn't know this was on here, YouTube. Don't sue us.
Sorry.
In the 17th century,
you could say they went overboard with that one.
Him Sinterklaas, in English, Saint.
Why? They're in the Netherlands.
I don't know. I've never been there, so I can't say.
They must be thinking, who are we gonna tick off? There's none of them here.
Right?
Oh dear, that got awkward.
Sir.
How much time is left?
And when you pronounce it fast, then you can.
Oh, stop!
Please the
stop!
We're a Roman Catholic country.
Guys, come on!
In the 16th century,
you're too far north. Don't do this to me.
And then all the Roman Catholic things were forbidden. And the feast was forbidden too. And the children in Amsterdam and other places, they were going on the street. Oh. They make big noises and we want the feast, we wanted feast. And then there was a big excitement in the city from that's not good, there's rumors and that's bad for the merchantry and the traffic, the money, the Dutchmen like the money. And then there's a compromise. They said, okay, the St. Nicholas feast are still forbidden in the street, but inside, in the houses, it's not forbidden.
On the eve of St. Nicholas's Day, letters with the children's wishes are placed in shoes by the fireplace.
Still makes more sense than a post office in the North Pole.
Are placed there too.
Yeah. Mama, can I have 2 apples and 2 carrots for Sinterklaas?
Dankjewel. Als Sinterklaas cadeautjes
Well, that's better than cookies.
Yeah, in the Netherlands.
Himself brings the presents.
He eats healthy.
Then he will arrive after midnight to make sure everyone is in bed. That's when he brings the presents.
The apples
and the carrot and the water are for his horse.
Oh, he has horses. Is that a reindeer?
Yeah, I'm more interested in that than I am the apples and carrots.
Dank u Sinterklaasje. 'S'nachts komt de stoomboot uit Spanje weer aan. We zingen liedjes.
We sing these songs because if Black Peter hears us, he knows that we are good children.
Hoe huppelt zijn paardje,
I didn't hear
een
nothing.
dek op en neer. Hoe draaien de wippels al heen en alweer.
Okay, look, movie. I know it's a touchy subject, but you can't show me a bunch of blackface and then have a dude called Black Peter and not elaborate. It's the
Right.
Netherlands. Why is Black Peter there? I need to know these answers.
Was it Black Peter or Black Nick?
It was Black Peter.
Oh.
Why? I need to know.
It's a history lesson.
But I didn't get a lesson. I just have questions.
Well, we still have 40 more minutes. Which we're not going that long.
I don't know. Okay. All right. We'll do
Questions
we'll go a
on
little bit
questions.
further and then we'll
The children believe that St. Nicholas is riding on the rooftops listening to their songs.
That's
Originally, he rode alone and was both the bringer of presents and the punisher. But then,
Oh,
a book of
there's his brother.
illustrated poems by an Amsterdam
Who needs carrot Krampus? Old St. Nick's got a riding crop.
Wow.
Oh, I have questions. All right, but we are past our 30-minute mark, so
That's crazy.
we're going to break this one up now. So,
We're gonna
guys,
have to get into
thank you
that.
very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Faith, Fiction, and Folklore. If you did, we would love it if you would subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Rumble. We can also be found on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Thank you again very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.